The joy of life has always been a part of us, but where is it when we're stressed by the challenges of daily life? Humanistic Buddhism can help us confidently accept these challenges by applying practical wisdom to reach a resolution of satisfaction and joyfulness. Once you learn the principles, then your own wisdom flows. And with the support of a like-minded community, life isn't so much of a challenge anymore. As the Buddha pointed out, we all have Buddha nature. This is a tremendous source of empowerment for us. It shows us that we can do it. These stories show us that people are resolving their own problems.
I often recall one of the first patients I looked after. She was in her 70s, she lived alone, was in a lot of pain and had lots of health problems. I thought I could fix them all, but despite my efforts, she died shortly after.
When I got a fine, it was painful. And it wasn't my first fine, so I knew perfectly what happens after that. I would become very angry and anxious, and my emotions would spiral up. That would affect people around me, and my whole day could be spoiled just like that.
As a child, I was an accomplished dancer. I learned to strive for perfection and first place, loving every bit of praise. It became really hard to take anything that was criticism or even less than a compliment. As I grew into a teenager, I started to believe that if I couldn't be perfect, then what was I worth? And eventually all of this accumulated and I spiraled into depression, anxiety, and a subsequent eating disorder.
The Turning Points project started as a monthly book club. When we first began, this book, Humanistic Buddhism, Holding True to the Original Intents of Buddha, was just published. We were delighted to have access to the Master's wisdom. To our amazement, his inspiration went beyond the printed word.
Over time, I realised that perhaps I hadn't really helped her by just trying to fix everything, by not listening to her properly. Did I really alleviate any of her suffering and pain? We often feel death and suffering, and illness is a failure on our part. We know it's inevitable, but deny its reality.
So when you start meditating, you see how emotions work. You see that this initial impact can trigger emotions, trigger thoughts, and that can trigger more emotions and can spiral up like that. It's like the process what's called positive feedback, chain reaction.
After much soul searching, I decided to study Buddhism, and it was reflecting on concepts like the middle way and no self, and particularly the humanistic aspect, that taught me that all this striving for personal perfection was really just selfish and detrimental and really pointless. I learned that I was the cause of my own problems and only I could fix them.
Venerable Master Xingyun made it his life's aspiration to bring sustainable joy and peace to every individual, family, and society. To that end, he spared no effort to promote humanistic Buddhism so that practitioners can recalibrate their responses to everyday challenges using the Buddha's wisdom and teachings.
The Buddha's teachings gently ask us to face the realities of life and give us tools to help us through its journeys. Using this guidance has made my work more meaningful. While we are trained to be technical experts as physicians, having the personal strength to be someone's support through their path of suffering has been an even greater privilege and responsibility.
I saw that the initial pain that I had from the fine doesn't have to be escalated. And also a little bit of perspective works. It's not the end of the world. I got a fine, I learned my lesson.
I learned that it's okay not to be perfect, but you just have to be the best that you can be. Dharma can only be found in this world. Enlightenment cannot be attained away from it. Every situation and person we encounter in the world is an opportunity to practice and cultivate humanistic Buddhism. The activities we undertake as a community strengthen our faith and understanding, so that we can then take the support and wisdom we have gained into our everyday lives. Humanistic Buddhism gives us both the tools and the courage to face daily life, to find the Dharma, our own enlightenment, the joy of life that has always been part of us.